Damas y caballeros, welcome to En Mis Tiempos. I'm one of your hosts, Justin, and I'm filling in for
Mr. George.
And I'm here today with Adrian and Alfredo. How's it going, guys?
Great.
It's going good. Right? That was good. It worked.
Best
So this is
introduction.
second podcast in a row that George can't make it to.
Yes.
The first one he had an excuse because he was sick. The second one,
This
I think
one.
he was at a baby shower.
His
That's
baby?
why. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Not
He didn't
his
tell us whose
baby.
baby it was, but
Wow.
he couldn't be here because of a baby.
Last
So-
time I was here, he was going to propose, right? Did he
Yeah,
do that?
that's what he said. He hadn't done it yet.
Too soon for a baby, then.
So we have a special guest with us today. How you like us to introduce you by your name or by your online name, or what do you want to go by?
My name? Yeah.
We have Martin with us today. Martin, welcome to the show. Bienvenido.
Oh, thank
¿Cómo
you.
estás?
Bienvenidos.
Gracias.
Hey, this is going to be a very Spanglish, very Spanish, very mixed episode. So that's why it's a special recording day. It's a bonus episode. So if you don't speak a lot of Spanish, you might not want to listen to this one. It's okay. We'll live. Pero bienvenido.
Gracias, muchas gracias por la
Mucho
invitación. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Gracias por venir.
Nos hiciste esperar. Hey, si no conocen a Martín, tiene su cuenta de TikTok, de Instagram como Mr. Hardhat.
Yeah, Mr. Hardhat. Mr. Hardhat.
¿Cuál es dirías tú que es bueno, yo te voy a decir cuál pienso yo que es el más conocido o el más famoso. Ya tú me dices sí o no. Es el de How Much You Pay for the New Guy.
Yeah.
If you've been on social media and you've heard somebody go, hey, Mr. George, how much you pay for the new guy? That's him right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it real quick as soon as I find it. Go ahead, Justin. Say something.
So the first time I saw Mr. Hardhat, it was after about 30 people sent it to me, because people on social media, whether it's construction or whatever, they just assume that's my life. And then about 20% of the time, it actually is exactly my life. And it's just like a little too close to home. So when I saw the Mr. George kit, I was like, oh my God. So I showed it to my foreman and they were like, hey, that's me.
¿Cuál es el? A ver si lo encuentras. That's you sent me. I don't remember. I think that's the one you sent me. How much you pay for the new guy?
Yeah.
I think I'd already seen it. I didn't realize he had a bunch of other ones. So I
Yeah.
started looking through them and I showed them to Yvette and I'm like, this is like, I've gotten this phone call so many times. Like this happens. This really happens.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me is the USB thing turned up over there? Hold on.
Looks like
The
it.
Bluetooth one?
Turn that other one up. Maybe the other. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mr. George. Jose went to the Home Depot. Yes, he's taking long. 3 hours. He left. He's no back. He's no more back. Okay? I'll let you know when he came back. Yes, Mr. George.
Yeah, that's it. So
Eso fue uno de los primeros videos que grabé.
Yeah.
Mr. George.
How long ago? ¿Hace cuánto?
Como unos 6 meses atrás. Eso fue como en julio.
July.
Sí.
that was that was one of the first ones he recorded. When did you, Justin, start following him?
Man, I look back and I want to say it was like June or July.
Yeah.
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 And
I think
was like, man, this is
How Much You Pay for the New Guy was the first one I saw.
Yeah.
my favorite was, and I'm going to butcher the accent, right? But so don't get mad at me. But I want to say it's like you're popping the tall boy at the same time, and you're like, hey, Felipe drinking beer over here.
You're
And they're drinking at the same time.
Oh, sí.
He's got a lot of good ones. And it's funny to us because, again, we're all in construction and everything he does actually happens.
Yep.
Like, we get these phone calls. We see this happen. And that's why it's so freaking funny. So why did you decide to get started on this? Like what?
Yo empecé haciendo videos long time ago, cuando estaba en high school. Yo grababa los videos y grababa a mis amigos así, que alguna cosa que ellos hacían, así lo grababa. Pero yo en esos años vivía en Nueva Jersey. Entonces, pero no trabajaba en construcción, era como otra clase de trabajo la que hacía. Entonces, hace 3 años me mudé para aquí, para Dallas, Texas, y empecé a trabajar, en construction, line pipes, y empecé a mirar, pues lo mismo así, pues había porque Mr. George es una persona real. Yo trabajé con un Mr. George y con Mr. Mike. Ellos sí, yo trabajé con ellos, de verdad. Entonces había uno que le decíamos la mascota de Mr. George.
Era el teacher's pet.
Y nosotros le decíamos la mascota porque toda cosa, hey, que Martín no ha venido, que Martín llegó tarde, como inventando cosas así. Y entonces como que, no sé, pues como que fue una buena idea para empezar a hacer los videos. Y yo empecé a hacer TikTok, pero antes de primero no eran videos así de comedia, sino que era como excavando, o habían veces estábamos en el ditch, como paleando, algo así. Yo lo grababa a los muchachos y un día, no sé, se me ocurrió la idea de, voy a hacer, porque la mascota la corrieron del trabajo.
Entonces tú estabas burlando de una persona.
Sí, como haciendo una parodia, una parodia del...
Wait. So are you catching most of this?
No.
So he says he used to do videos in high school, when he was in high school, like just random videos of his friends and of himself, whatever. And he lived in New Jersey back at the time. And 3 years ago, he moved over to Dallas and started working in construction, and he would just record like whatever they were doing that day and all that. But when he con la mascota era en New Jersey o era aquí?
Aquí en Texas.
There was a guy when he was working for Mr. George or Mr. Mike that would always do the things that he does in his videos. He would call and tell on people. He was like the teacher's pet. He was Mr. Mike's pet. And he eventually got fired. And one day he was just recording something, and it dawned on him like, hey, I'm going to start like parodying what that guy was doing. And so there was an influence.
There's always a guy like that.
Yeah.
We all know
That's the
a
next
guy
special
like that.
guest, right? The real guy.
We're going to have to find the mascot. Vamos a encontrar la mascota y la vamos a invitar la semana que entra.
Y bueno, los primeros videos eran como imitando los foremen. You know, the foremen, they're all in the truck, you know, like taking a nap, sleeping, or
Roll the window down. Don't make me show you guys how to do that right. Don't make me get out of this heat.
Entonces, como que yo imitaba a los foremen. Como hay veces que llegan los que están trabajando y les dicen, hey, que necesitamos agua. Ellos dicen, no, pues ya les compramos. ¿Qué hicieron la que ya les compramos? O también se enojan cuando, digamos, los guantes también. Y llega uno, hey, que quiero unos gloves. Y yo, no, ya les di los guantes que te di ayer. Entonces yo hacía como imitaciones de eso. Y un día veníamos, driving. Y me dice mi amigo José, hey, pasemos a la casa y compramos un six pack. Y le digo, pues sí, está bien, pasemos. Y ya entramos a la gas. Y cuando él estaba dentro de la gas, yo, voy a hacer de la mascota. Y ya, como saqué mi teléfono ahí, pero como el case del teléfono, así haciendo para hacer la parodia. Y le digo, hello, Mr. George. I'm calling you, Mr. George. Because Jose is buying beer in the liquor store.
That's how it all started.
Yeah, y ya después, y ya llegué. Y cuando él llegó, yo se lo muestro. Hey, mira, que este video lo grabé. Y me dice, pero está chévere, que ponlo en TikTok. Y ya, pues lo puse en TikTok. Y ya ese video, pues gracias a Dios, llegó como a 1 millón de reproducciones.
Porque se fue viral.
Yo digo, oh my God, que pues aquí está. Pues tenemos que seguir con el personaje. Y pues gracias a Dios nos ha ido bien con el personaje de Mr. Hardhead.
Yeah. Good.
So my question is, do Mr. George or Mr. Mike see you making all these videos?
Right now?
Yeah.
¿Sí te han visto ellos haciendo los videos?
Sí. Un día yo le llamé a Mr. Mike y le digo, pero yo le llamé para saludarlo, porque yo no trabajo más con él. Le digo, hey, Mr. Mike, how you doing? Y él me dice, hello, Mr. Mike. Le digo, tú ya miraste mis videos y ya. Pero sí, ellos saben.
Nice.
Sí, el nombre también de Mr. Hardhead fue por el casco, porque siempre llegan los de Ocha. Hey, ¿dónde está tu hard hat? Your hard hat, your glasses, your... Y como que hard hat. Oh, eso suena bien. Y ahí Mr. Hardhead. Y ahí nació el Mr. Hardhead. Sí.
Nice. So, when you started getting all these hits on your TikTok, did you start getting calls from people te hablaron gente, hey, I want to interview you or do podcasts, or was it anything like that?
No, pues ha pasado mucho tiempo, pues, digamos, no mucho tiempo, desde junio, que empecé, que se hicieron virales, De allí una persona me dijeron para Austin, hey, que ven para Austin a hacer un podcast. Y ese fue mi primer podcast, pero pues no sabía yo qué hacer, no sabía.
¿Fuiste?
Sí, fui hasta Austin. Y sí estuvo bien. Y ya después, así como, porque estaban usando mis audios en Instagram, pero no me estaban posteando, porque yo no tenía Instagram. Y dije, oh, pues tengo que hacer uno. Y ahí hice el Instagram. Y como que ahí sí se fue más porque digamos, entre comillas, como los artistas, los pueden mirar los videos y entonces sí me han escrito, me han saludado bastante.
Te he visto varios videos que has hecho podcast, ¿no? También ya en otros lugares.
Sí, en otros lugares, sí.
Muy bien.
Sí.
So first podcast was in Austin.
Sí.
Made the trip.
Sí.
Wow.
3 horas, 4 horas casi hasta Austin, que fui.
Yeah.
Sí.
Cool.
Y gracias a Dios sí ha ido, pues también estuve con mis amigos del grupo Signo, no sé si es un grupo.
No, te vi que estabas grabando con ellos cuando estaban tocando en un evento, ¿no?
Ese fue el grupo Voz de Mando,
Oh, okay.
Los amigos de Voz de Mando, porque el vocalista se llama Jorge. Entonces él me siguió en Instagram y dijo, hey bro, que me gustan tus videos porque dice Jorge, Mr. George. Y somos buenos amigos, actualmente somos muy buenos amigos. Estuvimos ahí en el evento con ellos. Sí.
Okay. Justin, any other questions? We can move on to something else.
I'm digging it. So
He's a big fan.
Oh,
He's actually the one that sent me
really?
me the video the first time, and that's how I found out about you. So.
Sí, es interesante porque yo recibo muchos comentarios de personas que me dicen, por ejemplo, hey, eres un sapo, eres un chismoso, y digamos...
Take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Really?
Y digamos, Martín, pues es diferente a Mr. Hardhat. Mr. Hardhat es un personaje, es un personaje de comedia que él, digamos, él quiere quedar bien con el jefe, pero queda más mal porque también hay videos que él está haciendo, hay unos videos que está haciendo como mecánica y pues está haciendo las cosas mal.
Uh-huh.
Y hay otro que está sleeping en la casa con el plano, con el plano del trabajo, sleeping así. Entonces, es un personaje, es un personaje y pues muchas personas lo toman a mal como que...
we need to let people know not to take him seriously. I don't know if you caught what he's saying, but Mr. Hart has a character.
yeah.
And it's a parody. And he said he's getting he used to get a lot, or he might still get
Like
hate
messages.
People are like, yeah, you're a tattletale. Hey, you're this. Hey, you're that. They don't understand that that's not Martin. Like he's just playing a character to record these videos. So
Yeah.
I thought it was obvious. Apparently, it's not.
Yeah. A lot of people filming themselves snitching for real.
I guess. Yeah.
And I would say there's a lot of there's a whole genre of, The View. You guys have seen it. It's like the guy with the blue sunglasses and the Trump hat, whatever, and they're taking these videos, dashboard steering wheel videos, and it's nice to have lighthearted, instead of.
And it's fun for us because it's our industry, so it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it might as well be a hidden camera for some people. You're just putting it out there, showing, a satire. But
So
it's
let's
pretty realistic.
Let's change the topic real quick, but not really. And I hope you can follow everything we're saying. I know your English is a little broken, but it'll be fine. We'll translate. How do you feel? I think your character, Mr. George, there's one in every crew, right? Every crew has a Mr. George or a
Mr. Hardhat.
Mr. Hardhat.
Yeah.
And they're typically Hispanic because, like you said, they want to be in good with the boss. They want to be the pet. They want to be liked. They want to move up. But I think they feel that to do that, they got to keep the rest of them down. That's why they're telling on them.
Yeah.
Por eso le habla a Mr. George para decirle lo que está haciendo el otro, para quedar bien,
Sí.
para subir él y que los demás se queden abajo. Do we think, as a whole, in our industry, that the Latin community and the Latin workforce has a problem with that? With, I'm not going to teach you because you're going to take my job. I'm not going to say good things about you and then you might get promoted and I won't get promoted. That type of mentality.
I mean, I see it. I think we got to kind of challenge people not to do that. But I think part of it too is if you got a bunch of jefes that can't communicate with the people doing the work, and you've said, I'm going to put this guy in charge just because I'm not willing to learn more about communication so that I can communicate with everybody, then you're always reliant on that filter that comes up through your crew. And if you just put somebody in charge just because they're bilingual,
they speak English,
that's it, then you're not really taking the right. I mean, you're not putting the best person for the job.
So you're saying, yes,
person.
it does happen, but it's not necessarily that person's fault?
I can't really get into the motivations because I'm not on that side of experience, I can't say what everybody's why
is. For
why
anybody
they
that's wondering, Justin is white. So
you got cameras now.
¿Sí entendiste la pregunta?
Sí.
¿Y si crees que tengamos ese problema en la industria, bueno, en general, los latinos, los hispanos, que no queremos dejar subir a los demás porque creemos que no nos va a dejar subir a nosotros?
Yo pienso que eso es no estar seguro de ti, no estar seguro de la persona que tú eres. Porque un ejemplo, si yo uso la excavadora o sé cómo dar un grade o cualquier cosa que yo sepa hacer, yo tengo que estar seguro de mi trabajo. Y si yo se lo enseño a alguien, es lo que yo pienso, si yo se lo enseño a alguien, es también para que él se mejore, se progrese.
Sin tener miedo que te vaya a quitar tu trabajo.
Sí, porque yo estoy seguro de lo que yo sé. Entonces eso no es estar seguro de lo que tú sabes, de lo que tú eres.
He's saying that it comes down to you not being
confident about yourself.
Confident in who you are, what you are, what you
secure in
know.
your work,
Right.
Yeah.
So he feels like if he's a good operator, which he knows he is, and he teaches people so that they can get better, it doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form because he knows who he is and how good he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as you have that confidence in what you know and how good you are, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Teaching others. But we do.
Yeah.
We do. There's a lot of people that are really good and they know they're really good and they still won't teach the other guy because. So do we think it's a cultural thing then, Adrian?
Do you feel like that?
I personally don't, but I'm kind of a mixed breed because I was born in Mexico. I grew up in Mexico till I was 10 or whatever. So I do have that Mexican mentality to some extent. But then my formative years were spent in the U.S., right? So I do have some of that U.S. exceptionalism here where it's like, we're the best at everything and I'm going to bring you up with me and all that bullshit, right? And I think I'm going to teach you. And if you happen to be better than me in something, fuck it, good for you. Go on, right? That means I did a good job teaching you at the end of the day.
I usually, if I'll tell them I'm teaching them, but I'm just giving them all the shit that I don't want to do.
There's some of that too.
Which is the first lesson of being a boss.
You want to learn or not? If you don't want to learn, I'll go teach that guy.
Yeah. Listen, you don't want to carry my books.
Everybody does it.
And then eventually it's like, oh, he knows how to do all the other shit. Can I move up so you can take my spot?
Yeah, but that's how it works. Yeah. You got to train your replacement. Tienes que entrenar al que te va a reemplazar. Cuando tú subas, ¿ah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do know what you mean. Like, I don't know. I do see that. I feel like they're not informative. Some guys are not. They don't give all the information. They just kind of keep it short. Just give you the minimum information to do whatever you got to do to get through the day.
Right.
And then they do. They give us all the other stuff. So it's like,
I would say here it just manifests itself in a different way, right? So like if there's not a language barrier, white people got to figure out some other way to keep people behind, right? So like
story.
If there's not a easy way to keep you from taking my job, like a language barrier, then I got to figure out some other way, like, some politicking, some ass kissing, shit like that,
Yeah, and it I guess,
which I don't do. No matter
it's
what.
It's the same. It's the same in all. It's not the same in all cultures, though. I feel. You think you run into that, and
that's what I'm saying. Like each here, right? Texas with that heavily Hispanic workforce.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of doers, that hit a ceiling based off language barrier.
Right.
But because it's also the United States, there's a lot of leadership that is beyond the language barrier, and they don't need to be able to communicate with the workers. They're kind of beyond a certain tier, and so they got to find different ways to do it.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel that white people also don't teach their subordinates enough because they're afraid of their job being taken? But I guess it's kind of hard.
Depends on the perspective.
It's kind of hard in our industry because in our industry, and I'm sure you won't disagree with this, there's a lot of people that are foremen, superintendents, whatever, just because they're white and they the only white laborer. So somebody's got to get promoted. It's going to be the white guy.
Yeah.
In my
If there's no white guys,
experience,
it's going to be the Hispanic guy that speaks the most English.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the best one, but the one that speaks the most English.
Yeah.
And that's the way it works, and it sucks. But
in my experience, the guys that I've worked with that are white, I feel like they tell me straight up, and they tell me, "Hey, I want you to learn all this so that I can fucking go."
Oh yeah.
And you can,
yeah, so I don't think it applies, right? It's different.
Yeah, but there's others that don't. So I've dealt with
because
so I guess
probably
it's
they
just a
know that they're
person.
not going to move up regardless of whether they teach you or not.
Yeah, so I guess it's
You know what I mean?
I guess the example would be how common is it for like a white supervisor to pick out a guy who works his ass off and say, in lieu of teaching you how to politic, I'm wanting to help you with your English because you're the best worker for the job and I need you to be more of a manager. And instead we start off with who already is bilingual and we say,
try to
here's the
teach him
skills
the
I'm going
job.
to teach you because you can already understand me. And I mean, everybody's individual. Everybody applies different levels of effort, and you can't just be like, oh, well, bilingual guys don't also know how to work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some work that they did. They learned another language as well. Yeah. So strategy, everybody's different. Appreciate everybody.
I think it's per person.
But I definitely think that if you're trying to keep people down, then that's very like famine mentality, right? And so, we need people everywhere. I mean, everybody's hiring, everybody's shorthanded. To think that like somehow you're gonna like hold on to some ability or superiority, by not teaching people things like that's just not, it's not a positive quality. Like you should be freely given the information so that you're recognized as somebody that creates value with your workforce, not somebody who keeps everybody down. So
I guess, but going back to the original question, do you think we as Hispanic people have a problem with that? And I
think there's more competition.
It's not about competition though, because the competition is there at the bottom, right? Once you make a step up, you have no competition at your level, and what you're doing is trying to keep everybody else down so that you stay up.
Well, I think that there's kind of like a middle ceiling, right? Because there's a lot of competition for like the first part, but then there's really heavy competition for the next
for
part.
sure, yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of people more so than in my ethnicity's community that are coming up, willing to do the hard work here. And so I just think there's like a numbers issue. And
but it applies everywhere though, not just construction. And hey, don't wait for us to tell you to say something. Just jump in. We're not going to shut up. We'll talk all night. You just jump in and say something whenever, man.
Right.
But it applies in every aspect of life and community and all that bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna talk about soccer. You gave me shit about keeping the World Cup going for more than
long?
I was like, this is a World Cup podcast.
That was too long.
Well, and then you needed to talk about Pele, so
Es como,
it had to be.
Yeah,
it had
that
to be.
kind of
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Es como una vez a mí me pasó, cuando yo empezaba en la construcción, estaba un operador y yo le digo, hey bro, yo quiero aprender a usar las máquinas, cómo se usan las máquinas, la excavator. Y él me dice, pues traes llaves, así, como que si traes tus propias llaves. Y yo, no traigo llaves, soy labor.
No soy operador.
No soy operador, pues, ¿cómo? Pues? Y me dice, el día que tú traigas tus propias llaves, ese día tú puedes usar la máquina, así. Y era hispano, o sea, pero así me lo dijo. Yo, no, pues muchas gracias, le dije yo, ya, pues uno es nuevo, uno quiere como la gente que tiene un poco de experiencia que, sí, pues que te motiven.
Que te enseñen, que te ayuden a superarte.
Claro. Entonces, y también hay veces como lo formen, también a veces, una vez estaba una mini excavator que no la estaban usando y tampoco estábamos haciendo nada nosotros. Y ya yo y me subí, comencé a moverla ahí. Me dijo, hey, bájate allí, tú no puedes usar eso, que no. En una parte entiendo porque tal vez pueden molestar uno, pero como hacer un daño o un accidente, ¿verdad? Pero pues tal vez si te enseñan, hey, pues míralo así, hazlo así.
Todos tuvieron que aprender en algún momento.
Yeah, sí.
Nadie nació sabiendo cómo operar esas máquinas.
Sí, yeah, I've had people come up to me and say, hey, how'd you, or first question is,
did you go to school?
You go to school, right?
Yeah, that's always the first question.
Fuiste a la escuela.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? They don't ask a white superintendent that? I've never heard a white superintendent be asked that question.
Really?
Yeah. Do you get asked that a lot?
I don't know.
That's
it does
literally
come
the
out.
first question people ask me when Hispanic people, when they come up to me and they finally figure out that I'm the superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
They come up to me and they're like, "Hey, so did you go to school? Like, how did you?" That's always the first question.
Are they asking you like at all? Like, did you go to high school? Or
They want
say-
to know
are
if
they
I have
saying,
a college degree.
College
okay.
degree.
I think that's pretty common throughout superintendents, especially if you speak intelligently. That's honestly what I'll notice. People, they'll look at me, they'll assume I'm field trash or whatever, and then I'll start talking. You know, I'm a little chatty, and they'll hear some big words, and they're like,
Never noticed.
they're like, "Did you go to school?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah. After I worked for
High
6
school.
years and dropped out of high school, yeah." But no, I get asked that,
That's fair.
and I think it's because of how I talk, though.
It's probably because of how you talk. The majority of superintendents still to this day are white because there's more white people than there's Mexicans, so it makes sense.
Is that true? Are there more white people than Mexicans?
In Texas, yeah.
Wait, hold on. That's not what you asked.
Huh?
Like, what? Are there more white people than Mexicans?
In Texas, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did we say Texas? Just
No,
in
well,
general?
We're in
initially we
Texas.
didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
Texas,
talking about
but-
Texas.
No, I'm just curious. Like, who's winning?
Like worldwide, I don't know. It's probably more. I mean, Chinese, obviously.
Yeah, not worldwide.
Indians,
Wait, just it's a North American continent.
North American continent.
Ish.
There's 20 million Mexicans in Mexico City.
Dang.
Damn, there's not that many Mexicans.
Okay. All right.
There's 350 million Americans. I don't know what percentage of that is white people, but I'm like most Canadians are white people. So in North America, I'm thinking white people are still winning.
Sorry. Definitely should have prefaced not including Canada.
You said North America.
Yeah, sorry, non-factor. It stops right there. Like Lake Michigan or whatever that is. It's just beyond the line there.
All right.
Sorry.
But yeah, I get that's the first question, and then they're like, okay, so how'd you do it or whatever, and they're like, I'll tell them, I'm like, dude, if you really want to know, like, come talk to me, like, you know, when off, you know, well, what
I'm not going to tell you right now.
they
in the
never
middle of- yeah.
they never come.
They never come.
I'll show them, like, this is what I did, you know, I'll show them the steps. I don't mind.
Well,
I mean,
Hold on. What
I
are the
really don't.
steps?
well, I mean, I got this question mostly when I was doing more safety. So I was like, dude,
They were like, how'd you land this easy ass job?
How'd you become a snitch?
Yeah. And I was like, man, these classes, all you got to do is take these classes. Like, it doesn't take much to get past what everybody else has. And then they'll consider you for, you know,
Yeah.
a little more. And I was like, I'll show you where to go, where to take the classes, this and that. It's not that hard. And you just never hear from them again.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But I
Well,
think it
once
also.
you-
I think
once you
it also.
tell them you got to pay.
Well, yeah.
that
It also
turns
happens
like,
though
oh,
because if you tell them, "Come talk to me later," and I'll tell you, they think you're blowing them off,
well,
right?
I don't know.
to some extent, some people might. Hold on,
Busy.
we're gonna take a time out. Time
All
in.
right, so,
Let's go.
anyways,
Anywho,
Back to being a superintendent.
what the hell was I gonna say?
Adrian was still talking, actually.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, you cut me off.
That's what I do.
You know, it wasn't that important. No, it was just that. I'll get that, and then we'll show, you know, tell them, hey, we'll talk. I don't mind. And then, I
So
just
who
don't
was the one that finally actually taught you how to operate the equipment?
El que me enseñó a usar las máquinas fue mi tío. Mi tío me decía, hey Martín, súbete a la compactadora. Y yo le decía, no tío, que eso no me gusta porque la compactadora...
Estaba vibrando
Sí.
mucho.
¿Cómo?
Vibra mucho.
Sí, no.
You would tell them to get on the compactor first.
Are we talking about a jumping jack or are we talking about
No,
like
The big one.
a roller?
The roller.
Yeah, the
Oh,
roller,
yeah.
yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Y habían como unos terrones así, no sé cómo como unas piedras así grandes. Y eso, la excavadora va como moviéndose así para los lados así. No, tío, y un día mi tío no le había echado tierra así como plana así. Y la compactadora ¡pum! Se volteó así. Y yo,
Oh, shit.
y yo, hey, venga, ayúdeme, tío. Y me decía, hey, que tienes que aprender a usar la blade de la compactor, porque eso es como la del blade del doxer. No, ¿cómo va a ser la blade del doxer? Pero al final sí es como la blade del doxer, porque te ayuda como ir practicando así.
Ujú.
Y ya después me dijo que me enseñara en la lora. Y ya a la lora en realidad no le puedo mucho. Entonces, no, porque la lora no me gusta, porque un día estábamos bajando cemento de los camiones y el cemento se me cayó y se regó por todo ahí.
Hey, Mr. George, how much you pay for the new guy?
You were the new guy.
Entonces, y llegó el foreman allí. Hey, ¿para qué ponen a Martín a bajar eso? Mire cómo que se está perdiendo el dinero, que no sé qué, allí gritando. Y ya, pues, la lora. Entonces, no, es que la lora no me gusta. Y entonces, en la excavadora y en la excavadora estamos hasta ahora.
Pero la excavadora es más difícil.
Pues, yo siento que lo más difícil es como aprender
El Bueno, lo más difícil es el blade, pero...
Sí. En la excavadora, lo que siento que es un poco más difícil es aprender a sentar bien la excavadora. Porque la excavadora, si no la sientas bien, cuando estás escarbando, se te mueve para atrás y para adelante, para atrás y para adelante. Y eso creo que es lo más difícil, aprender a sentar bien la excavadora. También tienes que fijarte bien que estén las banderas, o sea, que no haya líneas ahí de electricidad o de gas por ahí cerca, porque es peligroso, sí, es peligroso, sí. Pero
entonces fue tu tío.
Sí, mi tío me enseñó. Bueno, no, él como que me motivaba. Después mi primo, que hasta el día de hoy es mi foreman. Y mi primo me dice, hey, pues súbase a la excavadora, súbete. Y hasta el día de hoy sigo trabajando con él, ya llevo casi...
¿Y tienes en la misma compañía los 3 años?
No, diferentes compañías, otra compañía. Eso aquí en Texas, no sé si es común o qué, pero la mayoría de gente siempre se está moviendo en compañía, otra compañía, sí.
Los últimos 3 años también tiene mucho que ver con que hay mucho trabajo y muy poca gente.
Uh-huh.
Entonces, entre más te muevas, más dinero vas a ganar. Cada vez que te mueves, te pagan más dinero.
Sí, te vas
más
por
dinero, sí.
Siempre te vas por $1 o por 50 centavos, ya la gente se hace.
Sí. Ahorita se van por cualquier cosa, pero está bien, pues mientras ganen más dinero.
Yeah, como actualmente, no sé si mi Instagram ha mirado que Mr. Beautiful, no sé si uno que trabaja conmigo. No, el año pasado estaba trabajando con nosotros ahí mismo y estas Christmas no dieron bonos ni nada en la compañía que yo estoy. Y dijo, oh, no, yo no voy a estar aquí ya para enero. Y allá no volvió ya. Y así que estaba poniendo mis historias tristes, Mr. Beautiful, I miss you.
Hey, sí se extrañan los compañeros de trabajo cuando
sí,
estaban ahí.
Sí.
Uno que no.
Sí, se
You
extraña.
miss me, Justin? We
Yeah.
used to be coworkers now.
Yeah.
You miss your coworkers when they leave, man. It's weird.
Siempre se extrañan los compañeros de trabajo porque son como tu... Se convierten en tu familia. Son como tus
Pasas
hermanos,
más tiempo con ellos que con tu familia. En realidad, o sea.
I just miss your playlist.
I know. I need to update my playlist, but I appreciate you saying that.
Sí, siempre se extraña a tus compañeros. A veces cuando vamos para lunch a comprar hamburguesas o cualquier... Siempre se extrañan unos... Y a veces cuando son buenos foremen también se extrañan los foremen también cuando son buenos.
Eso sí, un buen patrón siempre se extraña.
Sí. Y siempre uno le está llamando o mandándole un texto. Hey, bro, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo va? Buscándolo por...
Esperando que te diga, vente para acá, güey.
Sí. Pero también así hay mayordomos que dicen, no, pinche viejo, que se vaya mejor. Sí.
Well, what else, guys? I think we beat that one to death.
Which one?
The Hispanic people keeping each other down. ¿De dónde eres originalmente?
Yo soy originalmente de El Salvador.
¿Salvador?
El Salvador, sí. El Salvador.
Las papusas.
Yeah. Pupusas, güey.
That's how, white people, we're here, different
papusas, whatever.
countries, estados, like.
You have them before?
Papusas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm in
Queso?
construction.
¿Queso?
Las de queso son las que me gustan.
De queso. Sí, siempre llegan las loncheras a estar vendiendo las pupusas ahí.
Oh, yeah.
A los trabajos y los tacos también.
Esta semana mi foreman es salvadoreño. Trajo unos tamales también.
Oh, tamales de gallina.
Yeah.
De gallina con pollo dentro.
Y trajo unos les dicen diferentes, son de frijoles.
Oh, de frijoles también.
¿Cómo se llaman?
Yeah, those are Andrea's favorite.
Dijo que tenían un nombre diferente y ya no me acuerdo cómo se llama.
Tamales pisques.
Pisques, ándale.
Sí. Son buenos esos tamales también. Sí,
My
son
best
buenos.
friend is Salvadorian.
Oh, wow.
Is what were it?
7th grade, 6th grade?
7th grade.
7th grade.
Oh, damn. Long time.
When we've gone down to Guatemala, there's a lot of
It's close.
translation of or migration of El Salvadorian food.
Yeah.
Pretty close there. Pupusas are pretty killer.
I like it.
There's a lot of stuff too, but good El Salvadorian food. There's actually a couple really good El Salvadorian restaurants right by my house over in
un buen
Well, I don't wanna
restaurante
tell you guys
salvadoreño.
where it is.
en Dallas?
Hay, la verdad
Pero-
que
pero
no,
bueno.
no hay.
Es
Yo
que
creo
no hay, o sea,
no,
pues
no.
hay restaurantes, pero bueno, así
No,
que digas
no,
tú
no,
como
no.
lo hacía mi mamá, no.
No, como en tu casa nunca. Es como la comida mexicana. También he ido como a restaurantes, hey, que dame un pozol así, pero me dicen que en México son buenos, que es bueno. Y cuando yo voy a un restaurante, dicen, pues esto no está muy
Esto
bien,
no
¿no?
es mexicano, ¿no?
Sí, pero a veces los compañeros de trabajo siempre llevan comida mexicana, sí. Sí, está buenísima la comida mexicana.
Yeah.
Buenísima, buenísima.
Did you have some pretty big kind of culture shock coming from New Jersey to Texas?
¿Cómo?
La
Hubo-
cultura.
¿Crees que es diferente la cultura entre Nueva Jersey y Texas?
Sí. Sí, es diferente como Nueva Jersey con Texas, porque en New Jersey yo viví como por 7 años y aquí en Texas ya 3, 4 años, ya 4 años casi.
¿Cuáles son
Aquí,
las diferencias más grandes que notaste cuando te viniste?
la comida.
There's no good food in the Northeast. I'm going to throw that out there. I lived up there for a
Especially
little
in
bit.
Jersey. What is Jersey even known for?
Jersey Mike's. The most weak ass
Fucking
sandwiches
sub.
ever. Yeah.
Jeez.
Sí, la comida es como lo más diferente.
Sí.
Lo más diferente porque no, allá la comida como que es más, no sé, como que es mejor, más...
¿Te gusta más la comida de allá?
Sí, la comida.
Oh, okay. So the food's better over there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So my Spanish is terrible.
Well, so is ours apparently.
Sí,
The food's better up there?
sí, porque allá hay más, más restaurantes de diferentes países. Como aquí he visto como restaurantes colombianos, cubanos, pero no es tanto la comida como...
Yeah,
Eso sí,
allá-
eso sí,
Hay unos restaurantes colombianos que hacen unas arepas buenísimas, de Venezuela, de Cuba, de República Dominicana también, de Puerto Rico.
Sí, lo que es
Sí,
todo
o sea,
el noroeste,
todo eso.
el noreste de Estados Unidos y el también como en Florida y todo eso hay mucha más
Sí.
influencia latina que aquí. Aquí casi lo que vas a encontrar es mexicano
Y Whataburger.
y
Yeah.
I think they got a
pero ¿te
Whataburger
gusta
in New
Whataburger?
Jersey.
Sí, me
I
gusta
think they
Whataburger.
did.
Me encanta.
After they made that.
Sí,
change.
pero la comida fue algo muy, muy diferente. También las personas, siento que las personas allá en el norte, no sé, en Nueva York, New Jersey, son como más amigables con las personas. Me recuerdo que yo llegaba a una gasolinera y le decía a alguien, hey, ¿cómo estás, primo? Pero se volvían tus amigos, tus panas allí. Aquí voy a una gas, pues como que nadie me conoce. Y siempre voy a la misma gas y la persona no me saluda, así como...
¿En serio?
Sí,
La mayoría de la gente siempre dice
Sí.
lo contrario.
¿Oh, sí?
Sí.
Sí,
Sí,
pero depende los locales,
Los
pero
locales
sí.
dicen he finds that people are friendlier up in New England than they are here.
Said no one ever.
Right, that's what I just told them. Eso no es normal. Ahí dice eso. Se supone, y la gente dice que la gente del sur de Estados Unidos es mucho más amigable que la gente del norte.
Okay.
Especialmente en lugares como Nueva Jersey, Nueva York, todos esos,
You know what-
ahí son la gente más...
You know why that is?
Yo-
It's the dialect of English up there. So like English is just like way more like rushed, rude,
Yeah.
not polite and everything. But I mean the melting pot that the Northeast can be, you know, depending on which language we're referring to. But food is trash. I mean, aside from lobster rolls and chowder and pizza,
No,
you know.
pero- yeah,
but like we
but-
lived in Maryland and Massachusetts before we moved to the South, and I don't remember any good food.
Sí, pero es algo como... Yo viví 7, 8 años en New Jersey, ok. Pero me mudé aquí para Dallas, Texas, y no me quiero ir de aquí. No me quiero mover de aquí. Voy a Fort Worth, me compré mis 2 pares de botas,
huevo.
mi sombrero.
Cuando la gente llega a Texas, se hace tejano y ya nunca se quiere ir. Es lo que pasa.
Yo no me quiero ir para allá.
He
No,
says
o
he
sea,
lived up there for 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
He's been here 3 years. Doesn't want to leave. Bought himself 2 pairs of boots. He goes to Fort Worth. He's like, he found home.
yeah,
That's
you
my
go.
side, Fort Worth.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
got to
leave
get
allá
some
en Fort
boots too.
Worth.
Yeah, and a hat. Yeah, we got you.
Sí, y me encanta aquí, me encanta. Yo no me quiero mudar de aquí, me encanta Texas.
Entonces, nomás hay que traer más restaurantes.
Más
de
restaurantes.
lugares
Sí,
diferentes.
yo pienso que sí, como
Más opciones.
sí, más opciones.
Where you like to go in Fort Worth?
Stockyards,
Oh yeah,
and Billy Jones.
Billy Bob?
Yeah, Billy Bob. Yeah, I love it.
Senor William Roberts, Senor Guillermo Roberto.
Billy Bob, Guillermo Roberto.
Well,
Nosotros somos de Dallas, nosotros no vamos para Forward.
No.
That's true.
Yo trabajo allá ahorita, de hecho.
And forward?
Sí. ¿Qué? ¿Ibas a decir algo?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how's everybody doing with their New Year's resolutions?
¿Hiciste resoluciones de año nuevo? Yo no hice, yo no, porque nunca las cumplo. ¿Para qué?
¿Qué esas resoluciones? Como que...
Pues ya sabes, cuando viene el año nuevo, tú dices esto, voy a hacer esto, voy a ir al gym.
Este año voy a perder peso. Este año voy a leer
Que
más.
todos dicen todo el
no,
mismo
no.
año.
Yo la verdad no hice nada de eso. No.
Qué bueno.
No, yo como
¿Para qué
que...
perder el tiempo haciendo mal?
What about you, Justin?
Solo que sé que sí empecé bien el año, pues estuve viendo el podcast de En Mis Tiempos.
Eso, chingada.
Con eso fue lo mejor. Ya,
That's the best way to start the year.
Yeah.
Mr. Hardhat is a little bit of a suck up.
Come on.
He didn't make Foreman for no
Dice que
reason.
Mr. Hardhead
There you
quiere
go.
quedar bien.
Mr. Hart está en la casa ahora.
My New Year's resolution is more of like a by the end of the year kind of goal. So, you start off, I mean, you're at your weak point here, leaving the holidays, right? You're still hungover from New Year's. You're still...
But is that resolution still in your mind? You still thinking towards it?
Oh, yeah. So my resolution is to only have one car that
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
run.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm definitely not there yet.
I'm there.
Okay.
I've met your
Yeah.
New Year's resolution, so I'm good.
That counts. You're good.
If you have a
Yeah.
friend or a
Yeah.
close relative that does it for you, you don't even have to work on it. Like you just say, Joe
Okay.
did it for me and it's cool.
So if I just know somebody that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a better body mass index than me, then that counts too. Perfect. Then I'm good. I'll see you guys next year.
That was easy.
What else?
What about
got?
you, Adrian? What's your New Year's resolution?
Man, I think I got I got lazy like towards the end of the year.
As does everybody.
I lost a lot of motivation, so I think I've already started on a good note. So
Okay.
just keep that going. That's about it.
Wait, keep the no motivation going?
Yeah.
Okay. Low expectations. That's my resolution. Just
All
keep
right,
it.
I have a question for you guys. That's absolutely nothing to do with any of this.
Okay.
I was reading. Was I reading or no? Somebody sent me a TikTok.
Was I doing something studious or was I just
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at social
It's one or
media?
the other.
Yeah,
You
it's
never
definitely-
know.
It's about 90%
So
one,
it was a
10% the other.
TikTok about a guy who goes around asking people questions, and he asked the guy. I mean, I should just pull it up because I'm going to ruin it. But she's a 10, but she can't clean or cook. What's her new rating? And the guy says she's a 7 because that's literally all I'm looking for. Like, I can't cook and I can't clean, so I want somebody who can do that. And the comment section was like people just wailing on this dude. Like, what a douchebag. Like, he just wants a new mom. Like, he needs to go back to basics. He doesn't have any life skills, this and that. The people that send it to me, the friends that send it to me, pretty much agreed with that, I think. I might be butchering this, but anyway, doesn't matter. Don't let me know tomorrow or whenever they hear this. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this? And did you understand everything I said?
Yep.
So is it okay or is it wrong? Is it wrong for a person to want to find somebody that does the things they don't do well to partner up with? I'm phrasing it that way because I think that's what that guy was doing, right? Because I can say for him it was cleaning or cooking. For other people, it might be changing a car tire or it might be whatever. It doesn't matter. He was looking for somebody that complements him and his skills or whatever he can do and can't do. Is that wrong?
I think if you are in a relationship, you're already negotiating for some things you can't do yourself.
Well, you're already in a
Right.
relationship. He's not in a relationship.
Little bit, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think the big difference is like, do the people like compliment each other, or are you just like constantly like raising the bar, right? You're like, oh, she's a 10, but she also doesn't do all these things. I don't know.
Oh, it has nothing to
Why
do
the-
with whether she's a 10 or not. The point was the guy is looking for somebody who can clean and cook because he can't clean or cook. And people were giving him shit because that's your mom. You're looking for your mom.
Yeah.
¿Tú crees que está bien que alguien busque una persona? Este chavo está buscando a alguien que supiera cocinar y limpiar porque a él no le gusta o no sabe ni cocinar ni limpiar. Tiene sentido. Si yo no sé hacer esas
Shortcomings.
cosas, busco a alguien que sepa hacer esas cosas para que me
Para
complemente.
que las hagas.
I'm a little bit primal. Like, if you can't clean or cook, if there's anything that you can't do, that you can't survive and live your life, then you're inadequate. Not to say-
Anything?
Well,
So you should be able to do everything?
I'm just saying, as far as if you can't cook your own food or clean up after yourself,
That's not.
you're not an appealing person to anybody.
That's not true. Because I can say, define,
That's
I
true.
can cook.
Never mind.
Well, I
can feed myself.
I didn't say cook well. You know,
That's what I mean.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I'm sure this guy can put a fucking pizza in the microwave. He can feed himself. He's not dead.
okay.
And he's also not dating anybody.
Okay.
So he can feed
But is there
himself.
like a pile of feces in his house? Like, I mean, are
Probably
we talking
not.
about? Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's probably not a pile of feces in his house, but it's probably not the most well kept house either.
Okay.
Which nobody's house is the best kept house ever.
So how's he going to pull a 10 anyway?
He wasn't. That was just
Okay.
hypothetical.
Okay. All right.
The point is it wrong? The question is it wrong for you to look for somebody that does the things you don't know, don't want to, or just can't do?
Si no lo sabe hacer, pues pienso que no está malo contratar a alguien, ¿no? Pero depende de
No
lo que...
contratar, él está buscando una pareja.
Oh, una pareja.
Sí.
Oh, alguien.
Andaba buscando novia con la que eventualmente se iba a casar, que supiera cocinar y limpiar, porque él no sabe cocinar y limpiar. Ese es un ejemplo. Eso le tocó a él. Que ese es muy, muy mal ejemplo porque la mayoría de la gente te va a decir, ese niño de mamá, o sea, la mamá le hacía todo, no sabe hacer nada, es machista, quiere que cocine y limpie, quiere tenerla en la casa. Pero si yo le hubiera dicho, quiero a alguien que sepa administrar mis finanzas y X cosa, nadie le hubiera dicho nada. Porque no es un estereotipo machista.
Machista.
¿Sí? Pero es lo mismo. Estás buscando a alguien que sabe hacer lo que tú no sabes o lo que no te gusta.
Lo que no quieres hacer.
Exacto. Entonces, ¿está mal que diga eso?
Es difícil la respuesta porque...
No está, yo pienso que no está mal.
No está mal, sí.
Si la otra persona no le importa.
Si la otra persona dice, yo estoy buscando a alguien que sepa administrar el dinero y que haga X cosa y yo cocino y yo limpio,
Yeah.
¿cuál es el problema?
Es un equipo.
No hay
Exacto.
problema.
Es un equipo.
Ahí no hay problema.
I agree. People should compliment each other, right? But I think the example you gave was like somebody like looking for more than they could do, right?
No, somebody for looking for something they can't do or don't do or won't do.
It's a different spin on it.
It's the same thing.
Can't do, won't do, don't want to do. But if people compliment each other, then I mean that's
What's the difference, though?
that's why you're getting together anyway.
What's the difference, though?
What's the difference between can't and
I know what the
somebody that
literal
compliments?
difference is.
Yeah.
But I can clean.
Yeah.
I don't like to clean. So Yvette cleans.
Mm.
It's not because I went out looking for somebody who would clean for me.
Yeah.
It's not because I need a mommy.
Yeah.
She's just clean. She
But
doesn't mind cleaning.
But it like came together organically.
Yeah.
But if you're like, hey, I'm gonna look past.
So if I were to
every
say it,
positive,
if I were to
person-
say it would be wrong.
I don't think so.
I think that's
I think if that was it was just criteria, you know, and you look past everything that met like a good teammate, and you said, nah, I'm looking for somebody who's like professional at this instead. I don't know.
you can't say I don't know at the end of all that.
I don't know.
That's a non-answer.
Yo pienso que no está mal.
Does Taylor listen to this? Is that what the problem is? You don't want to say the wrong thing?
I mean, no, she would have dropped out way more Spanish ago.
Yo pienso que no está mal. No creo que esté malo eso.
Mientras sea por eso.
Por eso.
Porque quieres que alguien que te complemente. Si estás diciendo, si eres machista y dices, quiero algo que me limpie, alguien que me limpie y me cocine y todo ese pedo y que se quede en la casa y que no salga y que cuide a los niños, eso es diferente.
Sí, claro.
Pero si estás diciendo nada más, quiero que haga alguien que haga las cosas que yo no voy a hacer, pero yo voy a hacer todas estas otras cosas. Yo llevo a los niños a la escuela, yo hago todo este pedo. Tú nada más puedes trabajar, no te estoy diciendo que te quedes en la casa. Y te ayudo a limpiar, pero yo no soy el mejor, enséñame. O sea, es muy diferente decir, yo soy el hombre, yo trabajo, tú te cargas de la casa, a decir, no soy muy bueno en la limpieza, no soy muy bueno para cocinar. Si tú lo eres, vamos a juntarnos y hacemos un equipo. Yo digo.
Yo sí, claro.
You might have already given the example in Spanish, but what if you turn tables, right? So a woman that's looking for a hardworking man that does all the things that maybe she doesn't feel like she
that
can
men
do.
are supposed to do. It just happens to be the things that she doesn't want to do. I'm fine with that.
Potentially. All right.
Are you fine with that?
Yeah, I am. And I think women are fine with it too. I just think when it's like a real rigid thing, it's like, I don't know, if you can't do that stuff for yourself softly.
Again, it's there's levels to cooking.
Yeah.
There's levels to cleaning.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't live in a pigsty and he didn't look like he was starving.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and the cool thing about, the modern world is if you find somebody that doesn't fit with you, then don't
Yeah,
fuck
someone
around and move
else.
on, like
Find
shit.
somebody
Just,
else.
don't be half-ass in it, just find somebody that compliments you and you guys decide to be a team or don't, whatever.
So you know somebody like that or what?
I don't know. I'm telling you, somebody told me a TikTok.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
what the question was. And I
That's
think
why I don't have TikTok.
I'm pretty sure I don't even remember how the exchange went on the text, whatever. And I'm gonna get shit from Alma, who's gonna be our guest soon because I'm sure she's dying to be a guest here, but just to shut me up. But
So George gets all his topics from TikTok. Now you're taking this place or what?
no, I got mine from a text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was
that
a,
just
it was a
happened to be a
TikTok sent in a text.
Mr. Hart.
George makes it seem like he's like, well, I read this article.
Yeah, I know. He
And it's
does.
like, where'd you read it?
On TikTok.
TikTok on the way over here.
American Science Journal of TikTok.
Yeah.
He has done that before.
That is one of my favorite things when people are like, if you do your own research, the studies say, and you're like, bullshit. Facebook said it. TikTok said it.
It's real. That's what it is.
It's real. Where'd you find that? Do your research, man. Just do your research. Google it like I
Prove
did.
me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
En mis tiempos. ¿Por qué le
En mis
pusieron en mis
tiempos.
tiempos al podcast?
Déjate platico por qué. En mis tiempos se suponía que iba a ser un podcast en español, donde íbamos a hacer nosotros tres, bueno, no, nosotros tres no, nosotros dos y George, que no lo conoces, pero es más joven. Íbamos a traer invitados que eran de diferentes edades, ya mucho más viejos o mucho más jóvenes, como acá mis ojos. Y íbamos a hablar de las diferencias. Íbamos a hablar de lo mismo, de cosas que salieran, pero enfocarnos en las diferencias de cómo lo ve cada
Cada punto de
generación,
vista.
cada generación
Cada
diferente.
generación.
Todos lo vemos diferentes, ¿verdad? Hasta entre nosotros que no tenemos tantos años de diferencia, lo vemos diferentes. Pero una persona de 60 años lo va a ver mucho diferente que una persona de 13 años. La misma cosa, el mismo evento, la misma situación, lo van a ver diferentes.
Diferentes.
Y en eso queríamos enfocarnos. Pero cuando empezamos a tratar de grabar, nos dimos cuenta que no hablábamos muy buen español.
Oh.
Y dijimos, no va a funcionar este pedo, mejor lo hacemos en inglés. Pero ya teníamos el website, ya teníamos todo en el nombre de mis tiempos y se le quedó el nombre. Y lo
Pero
hicimos
sí
en
habla muy
inglés.
bien español. Sí habla muy bien español.
Más o menos.
Sí, sí.
No está muy mal. Pero
Sí, porque cuando yo miré, él decía en mis tiempos, van a hablar algo como de lo que hacían
en mis tiempos.
En mis
sí.
tiempos.
Y de vez en cuando si uno sale otra, en mis
de mis
tiempos hacíamos
tíos,
este pedo,
de
sí.
mis tíos, de mi abuelo o algo.
Pero no, sí, por eso se llama
George
así.
no habla español.
En mis tiempos. Sí, yo pensaba que era en español. Yo lo busqué en Spotify. Y dijo, pues está todo en inglés.
Sí, es lo que pasó. Por eso. Pero sí queremos algún día llegar a hacer episodios en español, completamente en español.
Ok.
Nada más tenemos que seguir trabajando en nuestro español porque no es muy bueno, en realidad. Como para tener una persona y tener una conversación por 1 hora y media, sí se nos dificulta
Ok.
a los tres.
Where does this rank in the most Spanish episode versus the
Number
original
one. This is the most Spanish
Yeah.
ever.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. And
I didn't hear the full
You're in
Spanish
it.
ones, but
But nobody did.
you didn't release them, right?
No.
Yeah.
Y sí grabamos varios, 2 o 3 en español completamente, pero no nos gustó nada y no.
So
Por
I
eso
don't,
no lo sacamos.
I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience or whatever, but so I've got a really good friend who grew up in Mexico and he's like my best friend.
That makes you
But-
not racist.
Yeah, I have one Mexican friend, guys. It doesn't count.
what do you mean? I'm not racist.
no.
I know a black guy.
No, good friend of mine. We're traveling. We used to run around together, and we missed a flight, and we had to take the last flight in Lubbock, but we didn't have a ride, or we didn't have a flight to get us to Midland. So we just said we'll figure it out. And so he called his cousin to come pick us up and drive us from Lubbock down to Midland, so that we could be at work the next morning. Well, his cousin doesn't speak any English. Her boyfriend that rode with him doesn't speak any English. So I had this whole I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, the Antonio Banderas, 13th Warrior.
Desperado.
Oh no, never seen. That's the one I've never seen.
Really, the one. Okay, so
I've seen a lot of his movies.
Okay, so you've seen Puss in Boots, but
Mariachi.
not 13th Warrior.
That's right.
So somehow he ends up with this like group of like Arabian guys in the desert or whatever, and there's a scene where they're like all talking around this campfire and everything, and he does this like kind of like you can see him like focusing on everybody or whatever, but. And it only works for the plot of the movie because he's from a different place than they are, and he doesn't speak the same language as them. So he like focuses on it, and just in one night, he like suddenly like listens to them talk enough that he just learns the language. And so we're riding like, I don't know, 3 hours from Lubbock to Midland, and I'm like, maybe if I just keep listening, I'll have that like 13th Warrior moment, and I'll just and instead. No, all the Spanish I know is from a Jewish Spanish teacher from junior high named Senora Bowman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and a little bit of time working at Jason's Deli and construction. So I've actually, I'm like, this could be that 13th Warrior moment in here. I got good headphones on. I can hear you guys talking.
I mean, at least it'll be clear.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm picking up some stuff. Cool. Picking up some.
Como una vez también me pasó a mí cuando viví en New Jersey y empecé a manejar. Me pusieron un ticket y cuando fui a la corte, pero no era algo grave que cometí, ¿verdad? Y cuando fui a la corte me dice el juez, porque te tienes que parar enfrente y levantar la mano derecha y jurar, no sé qué cosa me dijo ahí. Y le digo, y entonces me dice, ¿te considera guilty o no guilty? Así. Yo le digo, guilty, le digo, pero yo no sabía que era guilty. Yo le dije, no, guilty. Ya, pero entendí cuando después me dijo, ok, me vas a tener 30 días de community service y no sé qué otras cosas. Vas a tener un ticket, vas a tener que pagar como $10,000 que no. No, le digo, no guilty, please. Le digo, no guilty.
¿Y luego qué pasó? ¿Sí te dejaron ir?
No, pues no fue nada. Nomás era un ticket por... Creo que era porque no
traía... Sí, pero no te dieron los 30 días de...
No. Pues es que yo no había hecho nada malo. Pues era un ticket por... pero pues...
Pasa, pues, cuando no sabes el idioma, pues...
También una vez me pasó que le dije a mi foreman, me tengo que ir temprano, le digo yo, porque voy a ir a un baby shower donde mi tía... Pero como hormiga y tía se pronuncia casi lo mismo. Como, no sé si siempre tengo esa confusión de aunt o aunt. Yo no sé cómo.
No te sientas mal. Los americanos saben la diferencia. What's the difference between tía and hormiga in English?
What's hormiga? I know tía, but what's hormiga?
Aunt.
Is it like your direct aunt versus your like married to your uncle aunt?
It doesn't matter.
Auntie?
Well, no. He has a hard time with differentiating between the word aunt as in tia and aunt as in the bug.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know hormiga. The bug. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a U.
Yeah. Okay. Say the bug.
The silent U.
Oh yeah.
Say the bug.
Well, but I'm from Arkansas.
So how do you say it? You say aunt?
Yeah. And then if it's your tia, you say aunt.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah.
Now, I think if you're doing it right, you say aunt,
Y el foreman me dijo, ¿a dónde vas a ir? Me dijo así como, where are you going? My aunt, le digo, my aunt, baby shower over there. Le dije así como, diciéndole, ¿y qué es eso? Me decía, ¿qué es eso? Pero también él estaba pasando de que no me quería dejar ir. Pero también fue una anécdota que me pasó, porque la diferencia de tía con una hormiga.
Te digo que ni los americanos saben decirlo. Lo dicen igual.
And aunt.
Everybody says aunt.
Titi.
Here.
Maybe back in New Jersey, they probably say aunt.
Yeah, maybe.
Auntie. Okay.
I was just some clarification on a couple things.
Oh, so, Here we go.
Now, what?
Go ahead.
Sounds serious.
No, so I ran into this today, both of these things, but we'll start with one. Pay it forward. What are the rules?
Just pay it forward.
Okay,
from the movie or from the drive-through politics?
So if you're on the drive-through,
okay, all right.
And somebody, because I've done both, but but I don't know what's right. But I think I know what's right. So hey, the person in front of you paid for your. Oh, thanks, and then I just drive off. What are the rules? Do you just keep it going until somebody breaks it like I
you're
did?
supposed to, but
Or
somebody will eventually break it.
Well, do you pay it forward later?
So
Because that's what
check the tab first. Right?
'Cause that's what
Make
I
sure
do.
it's not like a whole soccer van full of kids. Right. You don't want to pick all that up.
Not
¿Sabes qué quiere decir
Starbucks.
pay it forward?
No.
Es una frase que usan aquí que significa que si alguien hace algo por ti, tú después tienes que hacer algo por alguien más.
Por alguien más.
Para seguir la cadena, que siga la cadena corriendo, ¿no? La pregunta de Adrián es si aquí se usa mucho que cuando si vas a Whataburger en el drive-thru, llegas a la ventanilla y te dice, el de enfrente ya pagó tu cuenta. Ya te puedes ir. Entonces la pregunta es, ¿lo correcto es irte y después
pagar por...
o sea, después a hacer algo por alguien más? ¿O nada más pagas por el que sigue de ti y se acabó?
Yeah.
So, la respuesta, no sé, I don't know. Pay it forward. But so,
I feel like it's a white thing. What do you
it
think?
definitely is. Wait, I can promise you that shit doesn't happen in Mexico.
But I have no issues with it. I like it. Like,
It's a white
I
thing,
do
but
it.
I like it. That's a song.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of white things we like.
That's a song.
no.
Yo creo
Well,
que...
so a really good opportunity with Pay It Forward is for really shitty people like me. So, the Chick-fil-A double spiral of death drive-through thing or whatever.
Yeah, right. I think it's dangerous.
Yeah. And then at some point you got to merge, right? So like fights go down right there. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, they told me to go
it's
next,
crazy.
whatever. So this guy's, and this one time with my wife, and I'm like, I want to play it cool. I'm not going to throw a padlock at this guy or anything, like we're just going to, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to keep it together, So we pull around, they got the two windows, and you're like, hey, I'm doing the pay it forward thing today. I want to pay for the guy behind me, and this is the asshole behind me. Like, I want to pay for him. Oh, yeah, that's cool, So you're like, you ring both of them, you get the receipt, drive through. And they're like, here you go. And you're like, no, I got the other one too. So they've done the 2 layers of spiral, hell, helix or whatever. And then you just take their fucking food and go. Fuck him. Paying it all the way forward. Road rage in the Chick-fil-A.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
how you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you do.
All right.
And if that doesn't sound like a Caucasian American thing to do,
Definitely a
fuck
Caucasian.
people over, then you got us fucked up. Give us too much credit.
Eso también pasa a veces en los trabajos con tus compañeros. A veces ellos dicen cuando vamos a comprar comida y eso, no, yo pago. Y ya ellos pagan todo. Pero tú sabes que el siguiente día tienes que pagar $40, $60.
Hey, cuando van a McDonald's, yo pago. Y luego el siguiente día van a comer steak.
Yeah.
Te toca a ti, güey.
Yeah.
You got me last time, right?
Yeah.
They're like, wait a second. Hey, this shit don't count. There's levels to this.
Yeah,
Don't worry. I got this one. This is an easy one. I'll do this one.
I got Taco Bell. Whenever we go to Taco Bell, I got it. That's messed up.
So on the same thing as a road rage.
Oh,
Wait. I think we talked about road rage last time Justin
Really?
was here.
yeah.
Yes.
Did we?
Adrian was preparing for me.
No, I wasn't. But
No, let's go. Let's feel it. I got feelings about it.
on the way here, there was something that came to my mind, and then while we were driving to my daughter's game, Valerie, I had to say that because I got shit for some reason. I don't know.
Because you said your daughter and she didn't say her name.
Yeah, my 10-year-old's giving me shit about not giving saying her name on the air. Anyways,
Wait, before you go on, by the way, today, if this episode makes it to YouTube and we actually share video clips, it is because Adrian's daughter Andrea is running the board over there and switching the camera. So everybody say hi to Andrea.
Hi,
Thank you very much.
Andrea, get my good
If
side.
it works. So cool. Anyway, carry on.
It's this one over here.
when you let somebody in, when you're merging,
I'm like, I already have strong feelings about this.
at a backed up light where somebody's trying to get out of whatever they're getting out of, do you feel obligated to not fuck up after they're behind you? And do you?
I'm not following.
What do you mean? Like, okay, so if somebody lets you in,
Oh, somebody lets you in. I
Okay,
thought you let somebody in. Okay.
Well, it's both ways. Like, let's say somebody lets you in, and then you're at a red light, or it turns green, and you go in, and you're like, fuck. You get to the red light, but everybody's turning right. Do you feel obligated to go faster than you would normally go? Like, you see cars coming, and you're like, shit, I kind of need to.
Oh, like you're trying to make sure you don't fuck them up.
Yeah, like you're not holding everybody
Like they
up.
don't regret that decision.
Yeah, like I'll let you in.
I feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you put your family in danger or whoever. It's like, sorry guys.
Yeah. This light is orange. I feel bad for the kids on the right side of the car. Yeah.
Everybody move to the right or we're doing this.
Lift your feet up.
Like Toretto.
And like, do you feel offended when you let somebody in and they don't wave or say thank you or whatever? It's like,
Nah, I don't care.
Fuck you or whatever.
You know what I hate? If I let somebody in, man, there's gonna be a lot of dogs in this episode. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. But anyway, I don't.
Girls are eating.
I
ramen out
give
there.
people like a time frame to get in. If you want to get in front of me, you have your blinker on.
Oh, yeah.
I'll slow down.
Yeah.
So you have enough space to get in. If you don't get in because you want me to back up like a mile, then you miss your chance.
Yeah, I did that a couple times today. I was just there's so much space.
Yeah.
It's like get in. Sorry.
Sorry about you.
I'm just going like, and then yeah.
Go. What's the difference between driving here and driving in Jersey? Is it?
La diferencia puede ser que allá en New Jersey a cada rato es pip.
Yeah.
Pip.
Is it like driving in New York? I've never driven in New Jersey.
Yeah, es lo mismo.
It's like a constant heartbeat. They just got to keep honking just to let
que es
people know
como-
where they are.
Yeah.
Echolocation.
Yeah,
Like
es
Mexico
como,
City.
So we just came back from there. Right? But the weird thing about over there, it's like it doesn't stop. That shit's green. Everybody's fucking moving at the same time, and that's what causes fucking traffic. Like everything's going. So I never felt like I was in traffic. Like this shit's not moving.
No,
Was there a
yeah.
shit ton of cars around us?
When the
Fuck
light
yeah.
turns green, you know what everybody thinks in their mind should happen? When the light turns green, there's 10 cars. That light turns green, 10 cars should be moving. Obviously, it doesn't happen because the first guy goes and then the second guy's got to put his phone down.
Yeah.
Guy's like a mile ahead and then he goes and then the third guy's like
Gotta
fucking finally
react.
and then he goes. And there in Mexico City, light turns green, all the cars go. That's what he means by he never felt like he was in traffic.
It's like a school of fish.
yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
But cool. But you were still in traffic.
But you still hear the honks.
Do you ever just roast tires when you're that person? Like you realize like everybody went. And we're looking at your phone. And you do this
I
absolute.
hate it when it happens to
You
me.
do this fucking Dale Earnhardt burnout. Just like, and you're like, I'm going to prove to the person behind
It
me
turns yellow and then red real
that they
quick.
didn't lose any time. Yeah.
Not my fault that they turned yellow right after I left.
I mean, I'll fishtail. I will just.
Doesn't matter.
a veces también como hay personas que se tienen que salir, digamos, que es la salida para aquellos, y están como en el último carril de carro y se avientan desde acá hasta salirse. Y les vale.
No me vale. Yo luego sí se puede, pero.
Oh, this is my exit.
It might just be where I live and the way I get to it, but like we've got a lot of these, what I would call like gangster lanes, And so you got these people that just fake it, They know traffic is way back here.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just going to not put my blinker on. I'm just going to wait till the absolute last minute before I hit the big fucking sand barrels or whatever. I'm just going to act like I'm going right. Nobody will know. And then I'll get really upset when I can't just dart over in front of the people that have all been in line for a long time.
So you know what I do every day? It's funny because I do the opposite. There's this, if you're on Woodall Rogers here in Dallas, like going between downtown and I guess
The other part of downtown.
The other part of downtown, it just keeps growing. The exit for Field has a designated lane.
Yeah.
But if you're coming off 35, getting onto Woodall Rogers, you end up on one of those lanes, right?
Yep.
And there's all those people that do that.
Yep.
They act like they're going to exit Field and then they go all the way to the front and then they go to the left. But I actually exit Field every day and I cut through downtown to go to Dallas. So I do that and I like end up on that lane that people think I'm going to cut them off and I act like I'm going to cut them off just to get them thinking, wow, this is like, this motherfucker's going to cut me off. I'm not going to let him. And then I just keep going.
That's diabolical, man.
I enjoy it so much. It's like, I know every one of these motherfuckers thinks I'm going to cut them off.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
It just
I'm
happens.
really going straight. Sorry, this is funny.
I can't believe we.
You showed them, Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't know we talked about. How do you remember that?
We talked about road rage?
Yeah.
Because we did. And we talked about his big truck and little
Well, I remember he's.
syndrome and he can't satisfy his wife. Remember all that? I remember all this.
If anybody wants to re-listen to that,
Episode
it's
10.
episode
8.
No, it's like 8.
Episode 8.
It's early.
Yeah.
It's early. So you can hear about how I can't satisfy my wife and all my cars.
Anywho.
Anyway, Joe's gonna
Martín,
cut
¿algo
that.
de lo que quieras hablar? Esta es tu oportunidad, lo que tú quieras. Nos chingamos aquí.
Oh,
Ya lo quebraste otra vez. Ya volvió a quebrar mi...
Cálmate, Martín.
Cálmate. Ya lo quebré ya. ¿Alguna vez han llevado sus like workers o a limpiar el truck? Ustedes que son superintendentes.
¿A limpiar el de nosotros?
Sí, el truck, como el work truck.
Sorry,
¿Cómo
my
cómo
Spanish is
llevarlo?
pretty shitty, but did he just ask who washes our work trucks?
have
have-
we as
let me understand the
superintendents
question. Pregúntame
ever
otra vez.
taken our workers to
¿Mande?
wash our trucks?
Que si hemos llevado a los trabajadores a lavar nuestra troca.
Sí, el trabajo.
Wait, Justin, I think is going to say yes.
No, I have a truck allowance, so I wash my own truck. And my truck doesn't fit in a car wash, so I have to wash it by hand in my driveway.
¿Sí viste la troca que estaba atrás de ti
sí.
cuando esa es la troca de él?
It's a pain in the ass.
But sometimes I make bets with my wife about
That's a
whether or not
2-day
she
deal.
has to wash my truck. And when she doesn't, actually do that, then I just get our son to do it.
Sí, porque yo tenía yo trabajo con personas así como los foremen o los superintendentes que siempre están llevando a uno de los del grupo siempre a lavar la troca. Ay, vamos a lavar la troca.
¿Pero la troca de él?
No, la troca de la compañía. De la,
Oh, ok.
la compañía.
Eso te iba a decir, la troca de la compañía, sí.
sí.
Cuando he tenido
Sí.
troca de compañía, si se usa para cosas de la compañía,
Sí, claro.
es más, no los llevo, los mando. Llévate la troca y lávala. Pues, no, obvio, la va a pagar la compañía, no hay
Claro,
problema.
claro.
Pero mi troca no.
No, claro. Tú. La troca personal, no. Me refiero a la troca de la compañía.
I love that you're like, me truck and no. But,
No.
I mean, your truck was a company truck.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Not anymore.
Pero pues, ¿qué tiene? ¿Está mal?
No, nomás era
Pero algo preguntaste. Porque es troca, es propiedad de la compañía y se usa.
Ok.
Si
No,
se usa para cosas del trabajo, obvio.
ok.
¿Me entiendes?
Sí,
Si
claro.
yo me fui a jugar el fin de semana y la traigo toda lodosa, pues es otro pedo.
Ese otro.
aparte.
Yeah.
Pero si se ensució en el trabajo, porque igual la tienes que cuidar. Ya hablamos de eso en uno de los episodios.
Ok.
Es como es propiedad de la compañía, se tiene que cuidar como todo lo demás de la compañía, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Y la compañía va a pagar por la lavada y la compañía le va a pagar el tiempo al trabajador. O sea, todo es de la compañía,
Todo es
no
de la
tiene nada que ver
compañía.
conmigo. Pero te digo, si es troca mía, no. Si es troca de la compañía y se ensució en el trabajo, sí. Si la ensucié yo acá haciendo pendejadas en mi casa, pues no, claro, yo la lavo yo.
Y después, ¿cómo le hacemos con las burlas de los compañeros?
Siempre si lleva el mismo, no van a lavar la troca, sería otro pedo.
Sí.
He's saying that the foreman or the superintendents always take one guy to wash the truck. And then he's like, well, I walk them to the hole. If it's a company truck, dirty on company business is cool. Not my truck. And he's like, what do you do with all the people making fun of the one guy that goes to wash the truck every time? Well,
He's
I
gonna get
said,
shit.
if it's always the same guy, they might not be going to wash the truck. You never know. I mean, that's different.
Might be
I don't know
something
nothing
else
about
going
that,
on.
but it sounds suspicious.
A little bit suspicious.
I mean, everybody can wash a truck. Why you keep picking the same guy?
Always free on Fridays, you know? It's just the one guy.
All he's doing is driving it through the car wash.
Es que a lo mejor es muy bueno para lavar las trocas.
He's
Pues
not
sí,
even
no,
cleaning
claro.
the inside, bro.
He's on that foreman track.
El siguiente foreman, sí.
That's how you get there.
Adrian, how did you become?
Let me tell you.
See how many
Es que
trucks I
estaba
had to
cuando
wash.
Adrián que siempre le preguntan que cómo llegó a dónde está.
Ok.
Él siempre lo llevaban a lavar la troca. Sí, pues tú sabes,
Key is
una
like
cosa llega a
not worrying
otra.
so
y-
much about the outside, but the inside. Yeah, because that's where they spend all the time.
Can't take you guys anywhere.
I gotta wash my truck.
My truck is filthy right now, so bad.
Your truck, he pulled up in front of you. Your truck, you need to drop your truck about 2 feet. This is ridiculous, man.
There's some sprained.
I
ankles.
forgot how big your truck was.
There are some sprained ankles.
So, do you wash it?
Yeah,
He has to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, he has to,
Yeah.
but he can call somebody to go to his house and wash it. But
Oh, yeah.
No, irregularly I wash it, and nobody else does. So not that I
all
don't-
day
What's that?
takes you all day.
No,
It's not
a
that
few
bad.
hours. Yeah, because I don't wash the top.
I mean, if you want to break out the ladder,
I mean, nobody has a taller truck than you, so the top doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I didn't want to rant about this, but I am heavily peeved by people, and if you follow me on Facebook, which I don't think anybody does, I cannot fucking stand people who think that is their obligation to tell you whether or not they think you have your bright lights on or not. It's like people that have never encountered an 18-wheeler ever in their whole life. And I mean, it's happened to me on my own street. I had a guy pull up to me the other day, and this is what caused the post or whatever.
Lights down.
But he rolls up to me and is like a one of those square rectangular lime green cars that the hamsters drive.
oh, a Prius.
No. It was
Okay.
I don't know, Scion or something. But he comes pulling up to me, and I'm literally parked. I'm like on the curb at my house. You know, I live on a corner, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm talking to a coworker before I go inside. Wife's not home yet, so I'm just whatever. Anyway, I see this guy pull up, and it's after dark, and he pulls up, and instead of just continuing on, he like pulls over into the middle of the road, like up against my car. I'm like, what's going on here? So I roll down the window. Hey, you all right? Hey, just want to let you know, if you're gonna sit there, you should turn your brights off. I said, oh, if I'm gonna sit here in front of my house, I should do something for you. I said, they're just regular. They're not like brights or anything. And he's like, he was like so frustrated. But like I deal with that all the time. Like people are like constantly
How
flashing their
many
lights at me.
lumens is that?
It's just like I'm just like, I don't know, maybe a little bit higher than some other
your
trucks.
lights are at eye level for most people.
Well, fucking look down.
No, I know, but that's why people doing this. I guess I'm saying, like, people don't know your truck.
But I mean,
If Justin's truck is in front of you, his lights are looking right at your eyes. So
but
it's
have these
bright.
people never been around an 18-wheeler
I guess
ever?
not.
Or I mean,
Because you don't
anything?
have like douchebag LED
are you
lights.
breaking
or
any
anything.
lights?
They're
Yeah, I know,
regular, regular
yeah.
lights. And this guy was like, he literally stopped, and I said, "Wow, like, is that why property taxes are so high in North Richland Hills? Like, because everybody that lives here is the fucking police telling me like what I should do?" And he just like shook his head. I was like, "These are regular lights, man." Like, anyway, so we're gonna cut all this out because this is terrible. Nobody gives a shit about my
No,
lights.
I'm
But-
leaving
No,
that
that's
in.
pretty funny.
But I think that, I don't know, why there's so many people that feel like they should just correct people on lights. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
On lights?
Yeah, lights.
That happens a lot to you.
I'll be driving down the highway and somebody way over here is just,
They were flashing your light.
Yeah.
They were flashing.
yeah.
Maybe you should do something. I mean,
They're
has that
regular
ever
lights.
happened to you?
Not to me.
Has that ever happened to you?
Do you
No,
do
no,
it?
No.
I think you're the
What?
problem.
Do you do it?
I'm the doer.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you, like, if all these
if I-
people are doing it. There might be
No,
something
if
to
I'm
it.
driving, a lot of these new lights are bright, but I'm not sitting there flashing at anybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, there's a bright, but I'm like,
Yeah, don't blame me.
but
Blame
I
Ford.
don't do
blame
anything.
Audi. Shit. I don't know.
I don't do anything. I just drive it. I'm like,
No, but hey,
You know
for
how
the record,
easy-
I do
Those were
appreciate when
bright.
people let me know that my lights are off.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes
Yeah,
you
'cause
leave
you're
the
gonna get pulled
bar,
over.
you're driving home.
well, now you don't know the difference.
Your lights
though.
are off because I let somebody borrow my truck and they don't put it on auto. They turn them off,
Ah,
and now I'm driving with no lights, and somebody flashes their lights. I'm like, hey, thank you. My
But
lights
do
are
you
off.
know,
Yeah.
you know right away that's what it is?
Yeah.
Mm.
If somebody flashes their lights at me because I don't drive a
Because nobody knows the rules anymore.
well, yeah,
But
back
maybe
in the
you're just
day, if
rolling
somebody
around.
flashed
If
their
they
lights at
flash
you,
your lights, you
that means
got-
they're gonna jump you.
it's
If
time
you,
to go. It's,
No, if
it's
they
throwing down.
if they flash the lights, it means you got your highlights on.
No, it
if
means
they
there's a
turn
cop
them-
up ahead.
No, if they
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If they turn it, like
but if they turn them off and
yeah.
on, it means you don't have your lights on.
I don't know. I don't care if you do something with your lights. To me,
You're checking.
that
your
means
lights
there's something
first.
with my lights.
it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I either have my high beams on because people don't know. If you flash your lights, if you turn
But what
them on
if
and
you're
off,
Justin?
whatever. If you're Justin,
and you're not doing anything
I'm not doing nothing.
wrong.
well, they might not be doing anything wrong, but I still check.
Well, yeah, he's gonna check, but
Yeah,
He didn't
I
have.
have my brights on.
He already
I have my
passed
lights
by.
off.
He didn't have. He
So-
didn't even have time to stick his
Or
hand out the
there's a
window
gap
and be
up
like,
ahead.
"Fuck
Yeah,
you,
so I'm
dude."
I'm pretty catty, so I just flip my high beams on before they can get past me. I'm like, oh, that's what it really looks like. But the other part too is like people will stop in front of
That's
me.
funny. Sorry. That just turn your brights off. You want my brights? Here you go.
If you want them, I'll give them to you.
You can't see me.
Or when people, I mean, I'll be like across the intersection from somebody, and they'll start doing that, and I'm like, anyway. But the other part is when you pull up behind somebody and they don't have like any tint on their windows or whatever, and they get upset that they have to flip the little thing forward, like the nighttime mode on their, little deal, on the rearview mirror.
Oh, the rearview mirror.
You got
Yeah,
that little
yeah.
toggle thing, that says like, are the lights too bright for you?
Again,
But people are weird.
You can see that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, he can because his
Right.
lights are so bright.
It's just regular though.
They do have tint.
But I mean, you know how hard it is to like shy away from a bright light. You literally just go. That's
For those that are
That's
just
all you gotta
listening, he's kind of just squinting.
Squinting.
Just a little.
A little squint.
Yeah.
Can't see the lights.
Let a
anymore. Got it.
little less light into your eyeballs with these things that are designed.
I might cut this
Me
out.
You're right. You're right.
It's not that bad.
This is stupid. Got that part out for sure.
No.
Well,
Well.
that's it, guys. I think we got enough. We got enough for today.
Perfect.
Martin, thank you for
Okay, muchas
joining
gracias.
us.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias por la invitación. Es un orgullo para mí estar aquí. Martín. Y aquí estoy para ustedes, muchachos.
¿Y te pueden seguir la gente en dónde? ¿En Mr. Hard?
Ya me pueden seguir en Mr. Hardhat 96 en Instagram,
I was gonna say.
en TikTok, Mr. Hardhat, en YouTube. Y ahí estamos.
Ok, ya está.
Can I ask a real personal question? Are you
Go ahead.
monetized on YouTube yet?
That's a real personal question.
Is it?
I don't know.
You making the money off the Mr. Hard Hat yet on YouTube?
No, Mr. Hardhat sigue trabajando en la construcción.
So everybody jump on there. Let's
Make it-
monetize
let's
Mr. Hard
monetize
Hat.
Mr. Hard Hat, man. Let's get him paid.
Yeah,
Let's get him some money.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna keep working because this is,
Because it's fun.
that's his thing. Yeah.
No, nobody works for fun. Everybody works for money. So let's get on there, give him some likes, follow him. He's funny. He's got a lot of good content. So
Yeah, guys. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks,
That's
Martin.
it.
See.
Andrea, thank you for doing the thing.